Monica's Cape Brandy pudding, one of my mum's famous dessert recipes, and ideal for Christmas because you get all the spice and the warmth and the depth, but it doesn't take hours, weeks, days to make. So the first step is we're going to cook up some dates. So just chop them up and get rid of any pips that may be inside. Now this is quite an unusual recipe. You might not have seen something like this before. In go the dates, and they're lovely and sticky and sweet. And they're actually going to cook down to a sweet, sticky, dark, mushy liquid. I'm adding some bread soda to it, also known as bicarbonate of soda, and water. And under your very eyes, we're going to get some food alchemy on the go. So the bread soda is going to react with the dates and the water, and you're going to end up with a thick, sweet, sticky, dark pulp. And that's going to be the base of our Cape Brandy pudding. So that happens really quickly. You can see that that's really cool. So the water and the bread soda and the dates have turned to this thick, sweet, sticky mass. So we can take this off the hob and just keep this until we are ready to mix it into our pudding. So we're going to start off with the classic creaming the butter and the sugar together. This will just take a couple of minutes. And then we're going to add an egg and our flour. Great. Just prevent sugar from spraying everywhere. Okay. So our butter and sugar are creamed together. I'm just going to crack an egg in and let it mix away. There we go. Okay, so now some of our dry ingredients. Pinch of salt, some baking powder, our flour, and of course our date mixture. Smells delicious. Great. Just prevent sugar from spraying everywhere. Now it's time to stop using the mixer and use a bit of elbow grease instead. Put that out. Okay. So we have most of it done. Last thing to add at this stage are some chopped walnuts. I found the easiest thing to do is literally just to break them between your hands. So roughly crush them. So you want fairly large pieces. About 100 grams of pecan nuts or walnuts. I personally favor pecan nuts. Should be enough pecan nuts. Give it a good mix. So this is almost like a thick, sweet, sticky toffee pudding, but we're not done yet. Just spread it out so it bakes evenly. I've greased this dish with a bit of butter so the pudding will come out easily. So we're going to bake this for about 45 minutes at 180 degrees, and when it comes out I'm going to show you how to make this lovely thick brandy syrup. We're going to pour it over the warm baked pudding, let it sink in, and we're going to make a gorgeous fresh strawberry, orange and ginger compote to serve it with. See you back in 45 minutes. So the Cape Brandy pudding has been baking for about 45 minutes, so it's ready to come out of the oven. Fantastic. We're not done yet because we need to make our brandy syrup and our strawberry, orange and ginger compote to go with it. So I'll do the brandy syrup first. So into a little saucepan, we have caster sugar, water, good dollop of butter, some vanilla extract. So it must be extract, not essence, because that is the real thing. And a good slug of brandy, of course. I'm always accused of using more than what the recipe states. Well, guesstimate a little bit. And we're just going to bubble this up. So the butter and the sugar will melt down together, and that is going to bubble up. And as soon as that's ready, we'll pour it over the brandy pudding. Might poke a few holes in it just to help it along. But it's important that the syrup goes over the pudding when it's still warm. So just while we're waiting, I'm going to make the strawberry and orange compote. Now this is really, really simple. So I've just taken the little leaves off a whole bunch of fresh strawberries. And you're barely going to heat this, you know, really almost nothing. And I want to add a little bit of fresh ginger. Let me just peel it. One of the easiest way to peel a lump of ginger is to take a little teaspoon and just scrape it away from you. And you'll see that the skin is actually really, really thin. And the ginger again gives us that lovely Christmassy vibe. So a couple of little slices in with the strawberries, a couple of tablespoons of sugar. You won't really need the sugar, it's just to make sure that it is sweet enough. There we go. So we want to add the zest. Oh, it's a very big orange. Oranges and clementines always remind me of Christmas time. Fabulous. So the natural sweetness of the orange is really what's going to sweeten this up. Juice of a couple of oranges. So our syrup is getting there. It just needs to come up to the boil, and that will help thicken it slightly. Just give it that a couple of minutes to sink in, and we'll come back and add our strawberry and orange compote. So the sauce is sunk into our Cape brandy pudding, so it's now time to add our strawberry, ginger and orange compote. So you can serve this up individually, but what I like to do that makes it look a little bit prettier is just pile everything directly onto the pudding. And that way the lovely ginger and orange flavors can mix in. Oh, delicious. Smells absolutely, absolutely amazing. Just for extra decoration, some more orange zest. So my alternative to Christmas pudding, Monica's Cape brandy pudding. I hope you really enjoy this with your friends and family this year at Christmas time.